Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Lilly here with the MLM Superheroes, and we are live right now on a quantum physics millionaire mentoring and training session for this evening. Guys, just so you know, these are sessions that are exclusive to our Black Card members. Now, why is that? Okay, I'll tell you why this is. Because this is next level training, guys. Okay, no joke, okay? This is beyond the matrix. This will help you to tap into your personal power like you've never possibly imagined, being able to literally manifest at will, manifest whatever reality that you want. I am going to teach you over the course of the next 90 days how to literally make money at will, like this, at will, okay, whenever you want, okay? So I will tell you that once you understand the secret on how it works and why it works and how your body, your physiology in your body is communicating with the electrons, then you have to start to take ownership of your thoughts, you've got to take ownership of your words, and you've got to take ownership of your emotions, okay? Now, what I will tell you about this whole process of manifestation is that you have to start to become the observer versus the participant, okay? There's a big difference. It's called split consciousness. So if you're in your body, you're the participant. If you're above your body and in your body, you are the observer, okay? So what I want for you to understand in this evolution is that you have to basically move your being, okay, move your being into a higher vibrational resonance where you're an eagle, okay? You're going to be an eagle flying over top, looking down at a blueprint, seeing these little tiny dots of these $3,000 commissions. Now, what I will tell you is this. Something shifts in your body, okay, like a switch. Okay, so I want you to visualize that if you are thinking about a $3,000 commission and you are looking up like this at a mountain, okay, it will be very, very difficult for you to be able to make $3,000. If you're flying over top, looking down at the $3,000 commissions, it will be very, very easy for you to be able to manifest this. Now, what you've got to come to terms with is where we're at with the education that we're dealing with versus a real life story. So I want to tell you guys a real life story that is happening right now within my reality, okay? Because my family is a bunch of nurses. Okay, so my sister was a nurse. She's now the personal assistant for T. Harv Eker that wrote Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind that I talk about in my training. My sister handles T. Harv Eker's personal reality. She books all of his events and all his travel and everything else, and she handles a lot of the stuff for him in his life. Okay, she was a nurse. Her daughter, who's my niece, Tamara, she's also a nurse. And then my sister has two sons, Carter and Graham, and both of their fiance and their wife, they're both nurses too. Okay, so we come from, in our family, a family of nurses. Okay, so my sister, Tamara, Caitlin, and Lindsay, they're all nurses. Okay, so I want to give you an idea of the distinction between these two different realities. So what we're learning here in our quantum physics training is next level training, guys. This can completely, totally transform every single area of your life, and it will start to metamorphosize your life in every single area. If you follow the formula, if you go through the quantum physics training, if you complete the 5 simple steps to wealth creation, okay? Now, today I had an interesting call from somebody who's seeing all the success going on in the group who reached out to me And he was like, Darren, I really need some help here. And I said to him, you've got to take ownership. You've got to take responsibility for showing up, because 80% of success is showing up. And I can't help you if you don't show up. And I certainly can't help you if you're not set up with the proper tools to communicate. So every time he comes onto Millionaire Mentoring, his computer doesn't work, right? His microphone never works. So we can't exchange. I can't assist anybody who's not going to set themselves up for success, okay? So you have to take responsibility. So all these people now, between about 4 and 5 months, are in Millionaire Mentoring. And I'm telling you, there's 5 steps to wealth creation. So if you have not put a sense of urgency to have your 3-dimensional vision board done, oh well, whoops. If you have not put a sense of urgency to do your 10 I am proclamation statements and to be doing that 3 times per day, oh well. If you don't think it's important to do your daily mirror work, to realize that you have to surrender to connect with your inner child, to connect with that 5-year-old little boy or girl inside that just needs a hug, that needs to know everything's going to be okay, oh well, I can't help you then, okay? If you have not completed your matrix for your 5 years to open up that vortex, oh well, right? There's nothing that I can do for you, right? So I can tell you that all of the people in the group that are having the most amount of success are the people that are following the training. Okay, so it's important for you. I'll do my part if you guys do your part, right? I will go beyond and beyond for the team, right, to help you to get to that next level. But if you don't create a sense of urgency and a fear of loss in your life to want to go to that next level and break free from level 1, which is victimhood, guys, okay? Level 1 is victimhood. If you don't want to go through the homework, I can't do anything to help. There's nothing that I can do on my side, okay? The only thing that I can do is give to you all of the things that my millionaire mentor taught me, okay? So here's a perfect example. If we go across the panel and I ask every single person now, have they been to a Bentley dealership? I don't care whether or not you want the car, guys. It's not about that. Because if you make the $1 million or the $2 million or the $5 million or the $10 million or whatever, and you want to give it all away, give it all away. It's your church, awesome. If you want to build homeless shelters, awesome, right? But I'm telling you that you have to surrender yourselves in your body to wealth, right? And the only way to do that is to realize that there's nothing that mankind has created that you do not deserve to have. There's nothing that mankind has created that you do not deserve to have. And you have to own that and surrender to that. Okay? Now, depending on what's happened in level 1, right, I can tell you that for the majority of people, you're going to go through some Kleenex. So what? Big deal. The life that you will have on the other side is amazing. Okay, now later on in this training, I'm going to have Rex talk about that, guys, okay? Because right now on this panel, I will tell you that out of all the people, Rex is really the only one that's really experienced that, guys, okay? Out of all the people here. Because he was prepared to surrender and trust that there's some other higher power. I don't care what you want to call it. You want to call it God, you want to call it the universe, you want to call it your higher consciousness, you want to call it some alien force, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. You have to understand that your purpose here on earth is not to just get by. Your purpose here on earth is not just to make ends meet. Your purpose on earth here is to have a global change. So you've got to take ownership, right? And the only way that this can happen is that you're going to surrender, get through that emotional blocker, and I can tell you that when this happens for you, time's not existent, just so you know. Time's an illusion. Some people go through that process in level 4 of the awakening, and they think that it's 20 minutes. and an hour and a half goes by. Other people think that's maybe 3 hours, and it's only 20 minutes when they look at the clock. Time's an illusion, guys. Okay, so, and I don't know what will happen for you. Everybody's different. But later, Rex is going to tell his story, okay, about being in the shower this one day. And I'm just asking for some vulnerability here, guys, because this is a safe place, and this is going to affect all the way across the board, right, when we start to share these stories of our personal breakthroughs. So what I want for you to understand in this next level, okay, here's an example. Tamara, who's my niece, she had to take out a $40,000 student loan. $40,000 student loan to get through her education, plus her schooling was up in, like, I think it was Prince George, where the school was. So she had to have boarding facilities. She had to pay for food and accommodations and everything while she was up there, plus the tuition for the entire time of becoming a nurse, okay? Now, nurses only make about $5,000 a month. So I want you to think about this. She's got a $40,000 debt, and nurses make about $5,000 a month. Okay, so figure that one out. She's in the whole $40,000 paying off the student loans, but she's only making a $5,000 income. Now, Chad invested $4,000 into his training, plus the this Millionaire Mentoring and quantum physics training is the bonus for that. Okay, but Chad almost had a $10,000 week in his 5th month. Now, what are the possibilities in comparison? So you've got to start to look at this $4,000 entry fee like it's peanuts. It's literally, it's peanuts. Okay, so what would you rather do? Would you rather spend $4,000 to get access to this type of training and have a $10,000 week with knowing that you're going to start to have possibly $10,000 days versus a steady locked-in income where you have a $40,000 debt to take care of where you're only making $5,000 a month? That's the real world, guys. That's the real world. Now, $40,000 for a nurse is on the low side. Okay, I want you to start thinking about what it costs to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. Some of these people go to school for 7 to 9 years of their life, right? And they might have a student loan debt of $250,000 starting on their career path. That's the regular world out there, okay? So you've got to understand the distinction of where we are, okay, and the level of training that we're talking about. Because when you go to a university, you're going through technical stuff. Okay, so if I went to take the real estate exam, right, and I go through all that training and all those textbooks and everything else, I'm just going through technical data, and I'm going to be tested on technical data to see if I qualify in my ranking to pass to go into a thing where I'm going to have to start to spend more money, okay? Now, if you take a realtor, mortgage broker, or insurance agent, they actually have to do networking. How about that? They're professional networkers, and that's how they expand their businesses. Realtors, mortgage brokers, insurance agent, and people in the automotive industry. So they actually look for referrals on who do they know to bring them more business. But they have to spend money on marketing and advertising. Okay, besides getting their exams and stuff done, they got to spend money on marketing and advertising in order to get their name out there, right? Which is a whole other huge expense. So I want for you to start to think about your business like it's a real bit. That the $4,000 for Black Card versus the $40,000 that Tamara's got to pay, right? Where her income level is at versus where Chad's income level is at. Chad in 1 week made double the income that she's making as a professional working in a hospital. How about that, right? But Chad's got total freedom, right? Big difference, okay? So let's take a look at the situation with Rex, okay? Rex just bought a new home. He's now making $5,000 in a day, but he gets to go to the beach with his grandson and hang out. right? He gets to just have people over to his house to talk about his vision and how he's going to help them transform their life, right? So it's a totally different type of reality that you have to take ownership of as a leader, okay? So yesterday or the day before, we talked about, you know, being a corporate recruiter, okay? So I want you to think about the fact that in order to make $250,000 a year in this type of a business model, you don't need thousands of people, okay? You need 6 to 8 people that are prepared to roll out a marketing campaign. That's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, 6 to 8 people that are black card, 6 to 8 people that are committed to doing some sort of paid Facebook campaign or paid solo ad campaign where they've got a certain budget per month, right? All you need is 6 to 8. That's it, right? That within a 2-year period of time, you'll make $250,000. That's the formula, okay? So you've got to now start to be very good at qualifying people, okay? This is all that you do as a recruiter, okay? So I want you to think about this as a little mantra that works really, really well. Sometimes these messages get sent to me, so I'm going to share with you the message that was sent to me today, okay? When you're talking to a person, these are the things that you want to be able to identify, like peeling back an onion, okay? So the first one is, what's their vision, okay? What's their dream? What's their pain? What's their problem? Okay, so if you make it into a little chant, it's what's their vision, what's their dream, what's their pain, what's their problem, but the last one is, what's their passion? Okay, so if you get this, and you get this little mantra, it will start to become part of your DNA in your body, okay? What's their vision, what's their dream, what's their pain, what's their problem, what's their passion? So if you get this, it'll totally change the energy force in your body, right? You will no longer get pushback at all. There's no pushback anymore, okay? So what I want for you to understand is that when you're coming from a position of helping a person to solve their problem, to alleviate them from their pain, to connect them to their dream, to connect them to their passion, to connect them to their vision, that's all that you're doing. So what you want to be able to get very good at is to ask good questions that are going to connect that person to their dream, right? So here's an example. So I'm talking to Tom, and we're laughing, and we're having fun. And I say, hey Tom, just out of curiosity, what's your vision? What's your vision for 2015? And I go silent, silent. And I let him talk. Okay? So if I can get him connected to his vision, and I say, well, let me ask you this. What's stopping you from leaving your job and pursuing your vision? What do you think it is? It's money, okay? So how much money does he need to be able to leave his job and pursue his vision full time? Real good questions, right? So once that person gives you a number, guess what you have? Leverage. Okay, so I want you to start to think about a arm wrestle. Okay, so I'm holding somebody in an arm wrestle. It's going, ah! As soon as I'm past here and I go to here, boom, they're down. Okay, now what is going to be this breaking point? Okay, once I can connect you to what it is that you want, right? What is it going to cost, and what do you want the money for? You start spending the money, okay? And now I'm going to ask you, well, let me ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how serious would you say that you are? 10 being the most serious on getting that BMW M6, putting the house extension, the extension on the house, retiring your mom, being able to hang out with your kids full time, travel around the world and live that life of freedom. How serious would you say you are about that? If they don't give me a number that's 10 or higher, they're disqualified, right? They're wasting my time, and they're not committed to their dream, so I don't want to invest any more time into the conversation. I'm wrapping up the conversation, I'm already moving on, okay? If they tell me that they are a 15, okay, here's what I'm going to say to them. Really? A 15? Wow. Tell me why. Now they're selling me now. I've gone into them, I've gone into their heart, I've wrapped around, I've connected them to their dream, and now they're selling me on their dream. I'm not selling them on anything. What am I selling? I'm not selling anything. I haven't even talked about a company or products yet. It's all about them. So once I can connect that person to their dream and find out how serious they are on a scale from 1 to 10 and get them to tell me why, guess what I have? Leverage. Leverage. I'm right here already in an arm wrestle, okay? So if they say now that they're a 15 and I say, tell me why, now they're selling me, right? Here's what I can say. You know, Tom, let me ask you a question. I mean, you know, if there was a formula that you could implement that could do all of that for you and get you that, and I was to show you exactly how it's been done time and time again, I mean, would you take action on that? Would you do that? Or would you like resist me kicking and screaming in every step of the way? Oh no, Darren, I would definitely do it. 100%, I would do it. Okay, so now I've got leverage, because if I say to log, now this is the upgrade tactic. If I say to log into your back office, go to the front page, and you need to upgrade to Black Card, and your life is never going to be the same again. You will never ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. And you get there and you go, oh my God, it's $3,995, right? If I already believe that's peanuts, if I already believe, well, compared to what, the $40,000 that Tamara just spent to become a nurse to make 60 grand a year, compared to what? What's it a big amount of money for? That's all you. That's all your belief, not their belief. It's your belief. Now here's what happens. If you're the hovering over top, looking down at that where it's peanuts, if you look at the chats that I have, the people that don't have the money, all they can think about is how they're going to get the money, because they realize that's their personal breakthrough, right? So here's what happens. People say, I don't know how I'm going to come up with the money, but I'm going to come up with it. I go, really? Give me a date. What is the date you're going to go all in on your dream? Tell me now. Okay, so now you need to give commanding directions, okay? Because here's what I will tell you about people. People are used to having a boss, okay? Almost all the people in the world, they're used to having a boss. They're used to having somebody to tell them what to do. Now, let me ask you this. If you're a person that's a little bit scared, you're going into unknown zone, and you got to pull out your credit card and put down $4,000, do you want somebody to say, Tom, here's what I'm going to tell you. The moment that you spend that money, the moment that you put down that money, the moment that you go that Black Card, you are never ever going to have to worry about money for the rest of your life. That you could take to the bank. The moment that you take action, the moment that you get connected to your dream, the moment that you say, abundance is my birthright, I'm going to draw a line in the sand, and that's it, period. I'm going to change my life today. That's it. That's when you're going to become successful. And that energy that gets transferred through the phone or through Skype or whatever goes boom. And they go, okay, I'm good, I can do this. I can do this. I'm pumped. I'm excited. They're waiting for that. Now, the reason why people don't sell, right, is that they don't have that type of conviction. That energy transference doesn't happen. So they're waiting. Like, okay, well, did you watch the video? Yeah, okay, well, you know, what do you think? Right? What are you thinking? Right? That's not going to be it. That's not a closer, guys, because that person is still nervous now, and they know that you're not in your personal power enough to do this. Whoomp! You're in the river, right? You're going to take that person, you're going to connect them to their dream, and you're going to bring them into the river of abundance. Does that make sense, guys? You've got to be that person. You've got to be that power. You've got to be that confidence. You've got to be that person that has so much conviction. You can look at the person's eyes and say this, Tom, the moment that you pull out that credit card, the moment that you go black card, you're going to open up a world like you never possibly imagined. You're going to be traveling the world. You're going to be having so much fun. You're going to be spending time with your kids. It's going to be amazing. The moment that you pull out that credit card, the moment that you put that money down, the moment that you make that commitment, the moment that you say abundance is your birthright, there's not enough money in the world that can pay for your worth, that's when it's going to happen for you. That's when it's going to happen for you. And all I want you to know is there's a team waiting for you. There's a team waiting for you here that's going to support you, that's going to help lift you up, that's going to be, you're not going to be in business by yourself. It's going to be your own business, right? But you're going to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. There's a team here that you can lean on. There's a team here that's going to give you the support that you really need. Doesn't matter what time you work. We got people from all over the world, right? All four corners of the world. There's people here that can, you want to log in at 3 o'clock in the morning? We got people in Australia. We got people in Singapore. We got people in Hong Kong, right? And everybody's connected to the group. They will be able to help you. That's what people want, guys. You see the difference with that in the energy force? Now, who are you going to feel more confident in? The person that is saying, you need to do this. You need to do this. You are safe. You are in a safe place. Or the person that's like, well, I don't know, what do you think? You want to do it? Okay, well, you let me know. You let me know if you want to go ahead. Then we'll get it organized for you, right? Which one are you going to be more confident in? You want that person that's RoboCop. You want that person that's got the Minesweeper in front of you. You want that person that you feel like you've got protection. That's who you're going to join, right? You want that person that's going to have conviction. So here's an example. Okay. Today I was talking to Chad and to Mary about tonality. Tonality, okay? This will take your sales to a completely different level, guys. Okay, so this is tonality. This is flatline tonality. Okay, watch this. So Tom, on a scale from 1 to 10, how serious would you say that you are about your dream? That's flatline tonality. Okay, now watch the difference. So Tom, let me ask you a question. See the difference? Let me ask you a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most serious, how serious would you say that you really are about your dream? See the difference with that, guys? There's a big difference. You've got to understand that emotion is motion. Okay, I learned this from Anthony Robbins. Okay, emotion is motion. Emotion is motion. So if I want to move you, I've got to go like this, and I got to take you through an emotional roller coaster. And sometimes I might go, dude, this is unbelievable, man. Seriously. Whisper. That's going to pull the meat even more. And then you can build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. So imagine this. Here's words that you want to start to use when you're working with people and you want to close people. Okay? Imagine this. Picture this. What if? Tom, let me ask you a question. What if you went black card today? And what if you tapped into Millionaire Mentoring on Sunday night? And what if you got a chance to meet every person on our team and you realized that we already have people in their second month making $20,000 their very second month? What would happen to your confidence level when you realized that there was people just like you, that had dreams just like you, families just like you, that were tapping into their personal power, that were learning this quantum physics formula, that never ever had to worry about money again for the rest of their life? Like, what would that do? What would that do? Imagine what that would feel like. What would that feel like for you if you had that happen for you? The second month you made $20,000. I mean, imagine that. You take them right into the reality, guys. Does that make sense? When I'm talking about this, does that make sense to you guys? Right? You as that person need to be, what the heck was that? You need to be that roller coaster, okay? The roller coaster. Now, remember that people have a number of senses, okay? So you've got your visual people. Now, visual people have to see things. They got to get a vision for things. They've got to picture things, okay? People that are auditory, it has to sound good, right? And you'll be able to tell what level the person is at based upon how high pitched they are and how fast they talk. Okay, so visual people talk really, really fast. If you're with them out in a crowd, they're like, oh man, this is awesome. I love it. I love it. This is a visual person. Okay, the auditory person, they got to get a good, it has to sound right. You know what, Darren, that sounds really good. I like the way this sounds. Yeah, right? The kinesthetic person has to get a good feeling for things. They're typically laid back like this. You know what, Darren? I'm getting a really good feeling for this deal. This feels really, really good. Okay? Now, if you're in visual and they're in kinesthetic, you'll be like this. You won't be matching up. Okay? Really, really important to understand. So you've got to start to be the chameleon. You've got to start to adjust your frequency based upon the mirror, right? So if the person's in visual and you're in kinesthetic, you won't be able to close them because they won't feel like something's right. You've got to bring up your vibration so that you're both in visual, okay? If they're in kinesthetic and they're really, really laid back, you know what, Darren? Tell me about this deal. I'm going to say, you know what, Tom? I'm going to adjust my frequency down to a kinesthetic. So I'm now like that. Make sense, guys? Be the chameleon. You got to be the chameleon. We're mirrors, right? We're mirrors. People want to do business with people that are like themselves. So if you've got a kinesthetic and you're in visual, you're screwed unless you readjust. Okay? Make sense? So you've got to start to listen to tonality. You've got to start to listen to how fast they're talking. And if they have a little thing in their language, you want to replicate it, right? So here's an example. So you know, you're talking to a Southern boy. I'll tell you, Darren. You know, this deal is just it's just the best thing I've ever seen. You know, I'll tell you what, Bobby, it sure is. You know, I'm telling you what. This might sound funny, guys, but I'm telling you what. If you see this in action, it will blow your mind because people will all of a sudden. Literally, people pulling out their credit cards right now because they feel comfortable. Somebody's got a little bit of a stutter, somebody's got a little bit of a thing, somebody's got a little bit of you hear. You want to start to be able to mirror them, and the moment that you do it, they go, oh my God, this guy's great. This guy's really good. I really like this guy. And they don't even know why. They like you because you are like them. That's why they like you. They don't even know why they like you. They just like you because you're all of a sudden like they are, right? Make sense? So here's what I'm going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to hand this off to Chad. Chad is going to, okay, first of all, guys, I just want to acknowledge Chad right now, okay? Because Chad is one of the very few people in the whole group that every single Millionaire Mentoring, doesn't matter how much short notice, you will see Chad on here. Every single one, okay? Chad's the first person to be putting together a special sauce right now. He went through extra Millionaire Mentoring. He converted it over to Twitter. He formulated his special sauce that he's branding right now. And do you think it's any coincidence that this week, okay, $9,725 for Chad? Seriously, guys, right? I mean, that's next level, right? For somebody that five months ago was a waiter, you know, making $2,100 a month, and now he's having days where he's making more money in a day than he did working an entire month as a waiter. Okay, so you know, pay close attention to what Chad says right now, because he's obviously figured something out, right? He's cracked the code, right, in some sort of format by taking. Can you please mute out? Who's that? Okay. Whoever that is, can you please mute out your line here? It's really annoying there on. Thank you. Okay. So basically, what you got to understand here about this is that success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. So if you look at all of the things that Chad did, right, to get to this next level, what were some of the things that he did? He committed to Millionaire Mentoring and showing up. Okay. He applied the teaching and the training that we had going on, and he implemented it with 25 connections in any given day, right? And he basically started working on his special sauce. Pretty simple, right? If those were the only things that you needed to do to have a $10,000 week. So 1, show up for Millionaire Mentoring, 2, do 25 connections in any given day, and 3, start working on your special sauce. Right? He hasn't even finished working on a special sauce yet, but his physiology and his conviction transformed enough for his father to believe in him to come on board. How about that? How about that? That's pretty major, guys, just so you know, okay? So I'm going to hand this over to you, Chad, and you can share your screen, and the floor is yours. And then after that, I want to bring on Rex Harris. So if you can time yourself for maybe about 40 minutes or so, Rex, if you can do 20 minutes on the surrender, vulnerability. I want you to talk about the shift in mindset that you went through, and how, and the one day where you went through like massive amount of emotions that you told me about, you know, just being in the shower that one day. So if you could do that, man, that would be awesome. Love you guys. You're amazing. And I'm just so proud of this whole team. So over to you, Chad.
All right. Thank you very much, Darren, for the introduction and the mentoring. Really everything, all the success just comes into just really showing up and making a commit. You know, I just made a commitment to myself that I was just going to be here. If Darren's doing training, mentoring, I'm going to be on it regardless of what's happening. And, you know, I'm going to go into a training of my daily, you know, my tweet formula, which is going to be more of like just nuts and bolts technical training. But as far as, you know, you can know things like that to get traffic to your site, but it really doesn't matter if you don't have the mindset. So that's what's so key here, everyone plugging into Millionaire Mentoring. And then I want to, you know, Darren kind of just broke it down so good for us, like some of the higher level networking and just different ways to communicate with people, which is just huge. And another thing I'll say is, like, plugging into this Millionaire Mentoring, I'll be completely honest with you guys, I have not had to hard close any of my black card members. Jessica's on the panel here. She was the first, and she basically just, you know, went through the system and just told me, she's like, yeah, I want to go black card, you know, and she was actually wanting to go before I was actually even black card. So like, she gave me like a super boost to get the black card. I already knew I wanted to be black card before I even signed up. Darren didn't have to hard close me anyway. I knew that was the gateway to freedom, you know. So you just want to think the way you come into the business is the way your team is going to mirror coming into the business. So, you know, Darren does have some other techniques and trainings that I know will have available for people as far as getting people to step into their power, to get to the next level, to manifest the ability to go black card no matter how much money they have in the bank. So Jessica came in. I have Yen. Yen was on the call. She just dropped off the panel a little bit ago, but Yen just went black card the other day. Now, I didn't have to hard close Yen either. She just saw the vision, you know, like when you're a black card and you have been through all the millionaire mentoring and everything, and like Darren says, you become RoboCop. As far as you just are so in your personal power that you don't care what people say because you're on a mission and you're going to do it no matter what. If they join you, their life's going to change forever, and if they don't, too bad for them, you know. Sorry, maybe better luck next time, buddy. You know, like that's how you have to be. And the more and more you plug into the mentoring and you go through personal development in the products in iPass and the products in Empower Network, it just transforms you. So with that, I'll say that's the foundation of everything. And then now I'm going to go into show you guys how I built my business off completely free methods and mainly all Twitter for the most part. I started with literally at Thanksgiving time. I started with basically 60 followers. And 60 followers, I never used Twitter. It was my weakest of all social media. I started with YouTube, I did Facebook, I did Instagram, but like literally I never used Twitter ever. And I had 60 followers, and then, you know, all of a sudden one day I just went online and I was just going through, and just through perseverance I just, you know, came into this. So I'll share my screen, and now, you know, coming 5 months now, basically 6 months from December, I have over 18,000 followers on Twitter, and it builds every day. You know, I guess, yeah, I'm getting close to 20,000, and they're all targeted followers. Most of them are all entrepreneurs. Some of them are home, you know, do home business, and yeah, so I'm building a huge list of a following and just building my brand online. And when I built my brand online, Chad R. Turner is the keyword that I use for my brand. So I'm so easy to find on Facebook, on YouTube, that they look Chad R. Turner on Facebook, boom, I come up instantly. You know, so there's a lot of overflow. So I'm going to get into it now. I'll share my screen. Let's see, desktop, screen share. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Let me see. It says I'm sharing, so let me see. It's frozen. Can anybody? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. And so I'm going to go through kind of the basics and stuff, and then as I get into the conversational marketing, you guys can feel free to ask any questions if you have any questions when I'm going through my message inbox. So the first thing you want to do as far as on Twitter is just have your profile set up good with an attractive, high-resolution cover photo that really shows lifestyle, like either the lifestyle you have, the lifestyle you desire. Now, this is really part of my vision is to being able to have a beachfront home like this, to where, you know, I can wake up, walk out onto that deck, and have my coffee, you know, right in the Caribbean. This is actually in the Maldives, that house right there. It's part of a resort. So I do plan on, you know, going to this exact spot in the near now. So then, as far as, you know, you want to make sure you have a picture of yourself. You'll be surprised about how many people on Twitter They don't even have a picture of their face. So picture yourself a nice high-resolution photo of lifestyle. Now, the most important part is this copy right here, because essentially I'm driving traffic to this Twitter page. Now I'm getting a little echo from someone. I don't know, someone. Dad, can you mute out? I got echo. No, you're not. Okay. All right. So right here is right now I'm targeting entrepreneurs. So the whole way through, like this is a part of my sales funnel, my Twitter page. Now I'll be completely honest with you guys. Like the last 6 or 7 people that have signed up to my business have been on complete autopilot. Just last night, I had 2 people join my team, one at the basic, one at iPass Pro, on complete autopilot from what I'm about to show you. So I say I'm an entrepreneur who shows people how to make money on Twitter. So the traffic that I'm getting, I'm targeting entrepreneurs, and I'm showing, I'm saying, you know, because this is Twitter. You know, on Facebook, I say I show people how to make money on Facebook. On YouTube, I say, do you want to learn how to make money with YouTube videos? So I say I'm an entrepreneur who shows people how to make money on Twitter. Now this is the call to action. This is important. I say, see my video on how to copy my $3,000 a day online business, and then the domain. This is all these little details will add to the amount of traffic you get. Now my domain, this just goes to my iPass site, but it says mytweetformula.com. Now my dad set up a mytweetmethod.com. So it's all congruent all the way. I say I show people how to make money on Twitter, and then my domain has Twitter in it. So they're like, it's the curiosity factor is there. So when you click this, you'll see it goes to one of the iPass sites, and it's congruent. It says, do you want to copy my $3,000 a day online business? Now, that's what I say right here. See my video on how to copy my $3,000 a day online business, mytweetformula.com. So it's congruent there. Now you can set up your brand new account. Eventually, as you keep going, see, I have my training Twitter pinned to the top of my Twitter feed. Now people only see this when they're on Twitter from a computer. They come from their mobile device, they won't see the pinned tweet. But as you go, you see right here, I have 46 videos and stuff, so it's like they can see I'm a real person. It's really obvious that I'm a real person. They can watch my YouTube videos as I scroll. So the content is not really like the foundation of my formula. The traffic is, and this is right here. But the content, of course, you just want positive content, and then I just have, you know, YouTube videos and stuff that pop up. So the content will come, but you can do this technique with a completely brand new profile, starting with 0 followers, and you can build it up like this. So when you first do that, the first step is to set up your profile, make it look nice like this, make sure everything's congruent, and then and a couple of these things I didn't talk about everything in this video. So like I say in the video, you know, the method to get all the traffic is I follow 1,000 new people every day. But if you have a new account and you only have like 60 followers, Twitter will only let you follow about 200 people, and then they'll cut you off. They'll be like, no, you can't follow more people. And then you have to, you know, get a little more followers, and then they'll let you follow a little more people. You know, so like if your ratio is not high on the follower side, you cannot follow 1,000 people a day. You will hit limits in Twitter. So what I do is I bought 5,000 fake followers. Now out of this 18.7K, 5,000 of them are fake to boost the ratio, and it only costs $5. And I can show you guys right here. So this is, you know, you go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and you pay $5, and you can get 5,000 Twitter followers, and they look real. They all have profile pictures and stuff, so they do look real, but they're not real. And the reason you do that is so you will be able to follow 1,000 people every day in your business. If you don't have that high ratio, you'll hit the limits. So the first step is to set up your profile. Second step, buy 5,000 fake followers from Twitter, which usually is delivered in like 1 to 3 days. They're really quick on this stuff. So you do that, then you have broken, then you're really set up to be able to drive free traffic. Now, the tool that I use is this tool here, tweepy.com. Now, I'm already like logged in here. If I click here, let's see. Yeah, so I'm logged in. But essentially, you just log in with your Twitter account. The first time, I didn't mention this in my first training as well. The first time you log in, they're gonna try to make you pay for it, but you just have to know to go to the dashboard or just click Manage Twitter at the top, and then then it'll give you a little button where you can just click Log In with your Twitter profile, and then you can use the free version. See, this is all the paid stuff over here. This is free stuff here, and for what you need it for, I haven't even had a need to pay for this software. So what I do is you go to follow followers, and then you just want to think of someone who you're targeting. Now you can target people from MLM, you can target entrepreneurs, you can target inspirational people, you can target, really that's the thing. That it all comes down to really playing around with who you target, and once you find something, like you can notice by the traffic that you get. So like I'll pick a profile, and then you say like 4 days in a row, I'll do the same profile, and all you do to know if it's good is you watch your iPass back office and you watch the traffic. So if you're getting a lot of traffic and leads, you know that you found something that, those people are resonating with your profile. And like lately, I'm not going to say the exact profile that I'm using right now, but it's converting to sales pretty good. I've been doing the same profile for like the past, at least week now, at least like, yeah, at least a week. And I've gotten a lot of autopilot signups and sales from doing this. And I'll just tell you guys, it's an entrepreneur that, it's kind of like a popular entrepreneur. That's a good way. I mean, that's what resonates with my profile. You might find something else that resonates better with your profile. So you just have to, and I also didn't say this on the video. Now, you don't just start typing in stuff here. What you do to find you want to find their @ username. So what you do to find that is you go to Twitter and you just search, say, and you can just type in entrepreneur or anything. So you just will type in Tony Robbins and just try to, you just will look until you find his real profile. So let me see here. I think his is just @ Tony Robbins. So
He's got 2 B's in his name.
okay, that's it. Thanks, Darren. So bam, there he is. Now this, when you see this, he has 2.6 million followers. So what you're doing with this method, you're essentially mining his followers. So this is like 2.6 million leads for your business. Now granted, probably half of them aren't active, but this just shows you that to have 25 connections a day, which is the formula that I launched my business, that Darren teaches, 3 weeks of consecutive, every single day, 25 to 75 connections. If you're in launch mode, you want to be doing 75 connections every single day, because you'll get in so much forward momentum that your email will start blowing up, that you'll be getting so many leads, that you'll have put so many people on the video personally that you can put on 5 to 10 people on the video in a day if you put 3 to 4 hours in chat. Like I don't actually even chat as that much. It just kind of depends. But like when you're launching, you want to do that because you want to launch your business. You want to get in profit. So you got to go balls to the wall and just do it. Like like David Wood says, the hardest thing in this business, in this industry, is going from $0 to $5,000 a month. That's really that's the hardest part. Once you get there, then it's not really that difficult because you got the success in the story. So you can, it's easier to go to from $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month than it is to go from 0 to $5,000 a month. So you just want to know that, and you want to know that you have to have a compressed period of energy that you just put out. And so that's kind of what you want to do. 25, and like I said, look, 2.6 million followers. This is just from one Twitter profile, and you have that much potential for your business to where, that's actually why I'm not like always really active on Facebook, because that's where I kind of just share success. And then now we're getting into where we come together as a team, and our whole team just will interact and share stuff, and that's kind of what the Facebook is for. For me, I usually use Facebook for actually training and chatting with my team. So Facebook for me is all team, and then Twitter is all prospecting. So now I'm going to go back to this. So now we found our person. So we go at Tony Robbins, we put it in here, and now it brings up all the people who are following him. And these are, you see that it's 1 and then it goes to 125. So this person just tweeted 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago, 3 minutes ago, and these are the newest people that followed him. So these people just followed Tony Robbins probably today, So, and the only thing that in these columns that I really pay attention to is, get out of here, jeez, sorry. So, is the last tweeted. So you can click that, and that's the bottom. See, these people have never tweeted. So you just want to click this and make sure it's set up to the most recent tweets are at the top. So now what I do, you just go over here, you click it, and this software, it automatically, every time you click, it automatically, okay, see, so I've already reached my follow limit for the day. I can follow another, you have to wait 24 hours. So once you wait a full 24 hours, you can follow another 1,000 people. Now, as far as yeah, so mine, I can follow more people like around midnight. I think that's when I followed 1,000 people last time. So I mean, you can even test out. I haven't got it down to this yet, but you can test out what are the best times to be following people to get the most amount of people who follow you back. To me, I think Twitter, it doesn't really matter too much, even because you get a lot of international people, so pretty much you can just do this anytime you want. And then so what you do is you just click, 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 and then I go up to, and it honestly only takes about literally 5 minutes to 10 minutes, no, probably not 10 minutes, but really literally like 5 minutes of like clicking to follow like a whole 1,000 people. It actually goes a lot faster than you really think it would. So you'll just click, and then you go. I always go to like once the hours are done, so like you can do it. It's just like the more recent that these people tweeted, obviously they're on Twitter. So, but for me, I'll go up to, the last hours on each page. So then you just click to the next page, and you do the same thing. Click, and then you just will go till you get 15 hours, and then I would stop. Now you can do the days if you want, but I just do to the hours, and then I just go to the next page. Click them all again, go to the hours, next page. Excuse me, and that's what I do. I follow those people, and literally, I wish I actually didn't, I wish I could follow people right now so you could see this, because once you do that, you can just go straight to your Twitter profile, and people will just be popping up. They'll follow you back in real time. Like if I show you guys my phone, it's like my phone always is just Twitter notification, Twitter notification, Twitter notification, Twitter notification. literally. So it's like this just blows you up, and I'm averaging, anywhere between 50, 40 to up 70 hits to my website per day just from Twitter. Really, this is really the only like traffic method that I'm uh, using right now, and it's a free method just because I wanted to master it. I mean, I know a couple other things I could do, but they haven't. This, you don't need a whole lot of targeted traffic to make a great income with our program. Like, you really don't. Like, because with the Black Card, you have the ability to make $3,000 off one sale. So you really don't need that much traffic, and like I said, when I'm following like 1,000 people a day, and just last night I woke up to 2 autopilot sales, 2 people coming into my business. So, and then now after, because on my original training, there's a new thing that came out, well, just a new thing that I found out. This saved me so much time in my business, because I used to when you get new followers, I would copy paste just to greet them, just to initiate conversational marketing, because you get the traffic from the follows, that just comes after you do it. But then what you want to do is begin and actually Twitter just changed just recently to where when I made my training, in order to actually talk to people, to direct message people, you had to both be following each other, or else you could not. Twitter just changed recently to where now you can message people even if they're not following you. If you're not following them, they can still respond to you. So that is really huge, and that I just noticed that with like literally this week. So the communication just is seamless now. And so, but what I do when you get all these new followers, I get about 100 or so new followers every single day, about 100 new followers. So my list of people is always growing, because the culture on Twitter, if you follow people, people will just follow you back. That's just how it goes. So what I did is I set up an autoresponder on my Twitter. So now when 100 new people follow me, and I'll show you this in my messages, you can see the autoresponder, how it works in there. When people follow me, say 100 new people followed me, my autoresponder automatically greets all of them for me. It just sends it out, so I don't have to go and talk to them. And I'll show you, and Darren's going to like this. I just switched the copy in the autoresponder just today. I was talking about it with my dad, and he was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So then me and him, we both went and switched the copy in our autoresponder to make it. Now there's 2 little tiny tweaks. Now everything, because I've been doing this, everything comes to like little tweaks make a big difference. So it's called crowdfireapp.com. You just go to crowdfireapp.com. Now again, use the free version of this website. There's stuff you can pay for, but for what we're doing, you don't need to. Just use the free version. All I use on this is right on the bottom here where it says automate. That is it. Automate. You click direct message marketing, and this is my autoresponder. I say, hey there, comma, thanks for the follow with an exclamation. And I put that, I didn't have I've been going back and forth with explanation, but like just from what Darren was talking about in one of our mentoring hangouts recently, was that you come in with high energy. Like when you're coming in on the phone, you like transfer that energy. So that's what this exclamation point is doing. It's coming in, it's like, hey there, thanks for the follow. Oh, it didn't save it. It was a little, okay, yeah, because I said, hey, thanks for the follow, exclamation, and then after that I said, just want to reach out, touch base, say a quick hello, how's it going today? So that's how I like changed the copy. I put in that little thing that Darren always says, after this first part, I just want to reach out, touch base, say a quick hello, how's it going today? And then I got this from Yen, because she added that to hers to make it more personal. So then I added that to mine. I put my name on the back of it. So this goes out to all these 100 people every day. So all I have to do, my daily marketing method, my active marketing method, and really it's the only thing I've really been doing, as far as, I just been, this is like literally, this is what I do. Other than I'm on Facebook and I've been doing a lot of coaching new members recently, calling them on the phone and doing the first coaching call, and then and then also doing chat with my new members as well. That's what I've been doing a lot on Facebook recently. But like, so this goes out to them. So all I'm doing for my daily method, I'm following 1,000 people, and you kind of just tweak who you're following until you find something that you're like, oh, this is working. And then when you get autopilot sales, you know it's really working. So then you just keep doing that. So once you find the person who is giving you the sales that you follow, and then other than that, I'm just chatting, but I'm only messaging people who are messaging me back because of this autoresponder here. So that's huge right there. It saves a lot of time. So now I can just kind of, I'll go into my messages and just show you. So now all this light blue here, these are all people that I have messaged me and I have messaged them back. So you can see all this light blue. That's like about, whatever, 15, 20 people. And then you can see here's my autoresponder message. Now watch just today. Watch how many connections of people that I got just today. So now watch this. I'll just do a scroll. 4 hours, 4 hours. You see 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, still 6 hours, still 6 hours, still 6 hours. That was just 6 hours ago. All these people, 9 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. Now here's the blue again. Here's a bunch of people that I have not even messaged back yet. More, 20 hours, 21 hours, all these people that are talking to me. Now 21 hours, 21 hours, 21 hours, 22 hours, even more, 22 hours. Still not even one day yet. That's probably over 150 people. Even more. So it goes over 22 hours. Now it probably even goes more below this, but I think this only holds like 200 people. It only lets you go back 200 people. And just so you know, you can go onto your phone, and your phone will go back even a little farther. So say you have a big autoresponder blast that comes through, and this big like this right here, this big autoresponder blast comes through, and it pushes these ones down, pushes them down. So if you think it goes too far down, you can check on your phone, to go a little back farther, and then you can, message them. You can still message some of those people. So you really just want to, stay on top of it a little bit. So, but essentially you can see that's like probably over 200 connections I had in just one single day. And then I'll go and show you this. Now other people do have autoresponders on here, so you just have to look at them and just delete it. If they have a link, that, like, you notice my autoresponder is just it's just touching base. It's a conversation starter. I'm not pitching. I'm not telling them check out my Facebook page. I'm just seeing how they're doing. I'm just trying to start the conversation, and because I don't even know if she's qualified to work with me, quite honest. I don't even know. She might not be qualified to join my business. So why would I just spam out a link like that? So like anytime something like this, I'll just delete. You just delete it. And you'll look, because like the autoresponders will always be at the top after, a blast of your autoresponder goes out. So you just will delete them. This is a real response. This is auto-response. And you just got to know, just don't ever look at any links, or don't read anything. Like, just stay focused. Now look, this person right here, today has been problem-solving day with the usual hitches in any business. What are you up to today? Tomorrow I will continue with the iPass vids. So I don't even know who this person is, but this might have been one of the people who signed up to my business last night. So they're going through the videos. I honestly I don't know who that person is. So then you just will scroll through kind of, because I deleted I think I deleted all the autoresponders earlier. Pretty sure I deleted them all out of here. So now I will tell you guys now, my conversational marketing is not perfect, but guess what? Every time I keep doing it, I get better and better and better. And I seen like Darren is a straight ninja with Facebook chat, like with just chat in general, you know. So you just because if when the better you get, you don't have to do such long conversations with people. You can get to the point and really go really quickly. So like I'll click this guy.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt here really quickly.
Okay.
I got to scoot off onto a Facebook ad mentoring thing right now with Scott Rayleigh. So after you're wrapped up, what I want for you to do, Chad, is to show some of your chat so people can actually see the flow. And
Yep.
then I hand it over to Rex. Rex, if you can take about 20 minutes talking about your surrender and about vulnerability and about deservability and worthiness, and then do the close and wrap it up because I've got to fly onto this other session here. So phenomenal job, guys. I'm telling you, Chad, I'm so proud of you, and I'm really, really excited about people implementing this formula. And there's no reason, guys, just so you know, that if Chad can have a $10,000 week, that everybody here on this panel can certainly have a $10,000 month within this next 90-day period of time. I told you guys that was my personal goal, right? That's my personal goal, to see every single person here on this panel get to $10,000 a month within the next 90 days, okay? And if you implement these strategies and you step into your power and you clear this, right, and you realize that abundance is your birthright and there's not enough money in the world that can pay you for your worth, you will start to become that attractor factor. Right? Once you realize that it's all about connecting that person to their dream, their vision, their passion, and finding out what their pain is, once you've got those things, the vision, the dream, the pain, the problem, and the passion, right? Those things, you can recruit anybody. Anybody. Doesn't matter who they are. So once you get that strategy, any person, guys, I don't care who they are, is a candidate, right? As long as they're not in victimhood. As long as they have a dream and they've got a vision and they've got a passion, right, and they've got something that on their world that's not good right now, you can take that person, boom, they're a new team member. Okay, so I got to fly, guys. Awesome. Keep up the great work, and I'm out.
All right. Later. All right. So if anyone can unmute real quick and let me know if they can still see my screen. Okay.
Yeah, can still see you.
Okay. All right. So now I'll just go into this chat here. Let me see. So let's see. So, and a lot of times I'll let you guys know because of the way my profile is set up here, it's really obvious what I do to where people, a lot of times they will just want to know what I do right away. Like they'll be like, what's this making money on Twitter thing, man? That sounds cool. I would like to do that. Or like, I mean, people will just say that stuff. And you just got to know to where all you do is you just, instead of just saying, oh, check out my video, you pull it back and you just say, hey, well, tell you what, Jens, well, how about you tell me a bit about yourself, where are you at right now in your reality, and tell me about your vision. Where do you want to go? So you have to get a connection and leverage. So you want that's the thing. So like if people come at you and they just want to know what you do, and if they want to know that too fast, and they ask, well, what do you do? Because it's really obvious what I do. I'm like, well, take one look at my profile and you know what I do. So it's like you just have to know that you got to get that connection, that that find a few things in common. Also, one really good way to get instant rapport is to give someone a compliment. Hey man, your profile picture is really cool. I like that hat. Oh, thanks. That's awesome. So you want to be able to give someone a compliment, and then you're in. They like you. They're like, oh wow, that person just gave me a compliment. So that's one of the ways you can build instant rapport. Now, for me, the kind of things what I do, I just say, how's it going? So that, boom, they just, it's kind of wide open. They can kind of tell me anything. They tell me what's going on in their day. And then, that can give me something, then I can just roll with it. So like, he's just talking about something I didn't even know what it is. And he's like, oh, you're a Twitter expert and you don't know Meerkat? And then he tells me this stuff and I'm like, okay, I heard of Periscope, and I go and I just make money on Twitter, not analyze it. Smiley face, I'm like, you just want to joke around and literally just make it a game, because that's all it is, like, so this one, it hasn't really gone. Oh, okay, so now this is another little thing that I've been doing. So he goes, yes, but to make money, you have to know a product and whatever, So he's just talking about Periscope, but then look at this. He goes, sorry, if this is some sales thing, not interested. Peace, love. And I go, not interested, question mark. You most likely do not even qualify to work with me. I go, maybe you should check out this video from my mentor. And I gave him Unstoppable Vision. I go, it will help you on your path. Because he was already turning it off before I even said anything. But turns out this guy is getting pitched by a lot of people who don't know what they're doing. So literally, we can help so many. Not only can we help people financially, but we can help people who are trying to make money online in like other MLM companies and stuff that have no freaking idea what they're doing. They're completely lost. They have no mentor. The only reason they're turning online is because they don't want to do what they're supposed to do offline, as far as doing one-on-ones and home meetings and that type of stuff. Like, they don't want to do it. So they turn to the internet because they know there's people on social media, but they have no mentor and they have no guidance. They don't know how to get leads. They sure as hell don't know how to get unlimited leads on Twitter. So just knowing that right there, see, like, that's why I think I just get people join me on autopilot, because I already know that I don't ever have to worry about running out of people ever with this one free strategy. I never have to worry about running out of any people. So I'm just going to go through a couple more, that I'm going to throw it over to Rex. But so this is one of the things here. If you are getting into, you want to always, this is what Darren's talking about, leaving trails of breadcrumbs. So he's saying not interested. I'm like, most likely you don't even qualify to work with me, all right? Because if you're not going black card, that means to me you're not serious about your freedom. Like, let me see if I